At binago ang game, wala mo ng bagong tropa, just ingat lang, marami dyan snake, palit ko sa...
You're now connected to Jabbawockeez.
Work hard, play harder.
It's NBA basketball on 2K Sports. We're glad you could join us on this exciting Friday night matchup. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and two Hall of Famers. Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. And a chance now to look at the schedule coming up for the Toronto Raptors. On Saturday, they'll be matching up against Kyle Lowry and the Philadelphia 76ers. Then on Monday, they'll defend home court against the Portland Trail Blazers. Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Captain Pirtle up there with Scotty Barnes. Then it's Barrett. Then it's Gary Trent. And it's quickly in a point. And for Chicago, Vucevic is the pivot. Williams is in the other post spot. Levine on the wing along with DeRozan. And it's White in at the point. Conference rivals, Greg, butting heads in this one. How does that raise the stakes here?
Well, both teams want this one bad, and a chance to prove they're the dominant squad. I think it's going to get pretty heated at some point here tonight.
Here we go. And so off the tip, it's Toronto. Quickly against White. Pirtle with a screen on White. Quickly the bounce pass. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Well, I know he doesn't have to get too high to slam it home, but it doesn't take away from the force and the message sent on the dunk.
Williams has a screen for DeRozan. The dish to Williams. It's rebounded by Barrett. And Barrett has got the ball here for the Raptors. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
And they were able to take the season series in that matchup last year. But overall, two teams that were very similar in the standings.
Greg, one thing you know you're getting with Gary Trent Jr., volume three-point shooting. He lets it fly.
He is really fearless at the arc. I think because of his consistency. And when he gets hot, well, he can get on a burner.
The first free throw is good. Now Toronto, Doris, losing in the play-in was a disappointment to say the least last year. But we know this is a young team.
Well, to your point, Kevin, if you look at the minutes distribution, in the top 8, 7 guys were under 30. But you've now had a head coaching change. There are some decisions to be made about which direction you're going in. Are you developing that young talent? Are you moving pieces to try to acquire a more veteran team?
Hey, Greg, to touch on the Bulls for a moment, defense has been an emphasis for them.
It has, and they went through several years playing subpar D, and it cost them. They began to turn things around a couple seasons ago, and it has served them well.
And Williams drops them both.
This is about the last guy you want to send to the stripe right now. They keep fouling him, and he keeps making them.
Pass to Barrett. A shot off that time. Nice D from DeRozan. Williams dishes to White. Back to Williams. Good D by Barnes.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
Quickly finds Barrett. Makes it off the glass.
Well, despite pretty good contest on the interior, R.J. Barrett doesn't back down and makes it look easy.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. It's stolen by Barrett. Now the pass to Quickly. Back to Barrett. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Bulls still looking like they're getting going. 7-point differential. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Well, what did them in was all the missed free throws. It could have been a much different outcome.
I thought the frustration at the line was evident, and it makes it easy on the defense when you're not capitalizing once they put you at the free throw line.
Four on the clock. Williams has a screen for DeRozan. It's good.
Wow, they finally get it to go down on their 4th try.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Quickly against White. Quickly the pass to Barnes. Vucevic with the rebound.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
Levine kicks to DeRozan. To the middle. Misses from close range. Raptors leading by 5. To the paint. It's good from Barnes on the assist by Trent.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
1:58 left to play in the first. DeRozan on the wing. Garrett covering. Rosen dishes to Vucevic. The layup missed. Toronto, they've gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Barrett with the ball. Now guarded by DeRozan. They grab their own miss. Nobody near Barnes. Here's Pirtle. Just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty. DeRozan finds Vucevic. Levine with it. Williams sets a screen for Levine. Down low. Williams can't hit.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
Here's Barnes. Chicago grabs the miss.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Back to DeRozan. Williams, a screen on Barrett. DeRozan passes to Williams. DeRozan trying to get open. Williams, that's good.
Well, I think when DeRozan's involved, and obviously the pick and roll is almost always successful. He's got a great sense and knack to be successful in there.
Pass to Barnes. Over Williams. And that one's good. Barnes has got his second bucket of the night.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Quickly against White. Passes to Williams. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Chicago shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And they shot 81% from the line last season as a team. So you really can't find fault with what they're able to do there.
Some changes for Chicago. Andre Drummond's checked in for Vucevic. Alex Caruso comes in for Levine. And it's Dosunmu in for Kobe White. Now here's Brown. And Barrett slams it in.
Well, that's coming with force. R.J. Barrett, nothing you can do to stop that.
23 seconds left in the first quarter. DeRozan scanning the floor. Drummond with a screen on Barrett. DeRozan finds Caruso. Outside Williams. Drummond sets the screen for Williams. Driving in. And Drummond throws it down.
And how about the movement there by Drummond off that pick and roll, getting himself to a great spot there for the finish.
And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Raptors lead by 5. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. Hey guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Raptors?
And they've set the tone from the jump. They're looking to pound it inside and score in the paint.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
Setting the floor for the Raptors. Bruce Brown is out there with Garrett Temple. Then it's Kelly Olynyk. Then there's Scotty Barnes. And it's Nora in at the three, the small forward. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks, Kevin. DeMar DeRozan credits his upbringing in Compton, California for helping him make the person that he is today. He said, "It gave me my toughness, my aggression. It matured me very fast into a man. That's something that to this day sticks with me. No matter what I get or how much I have now, I still remember what it feels like to have nothing." Kevin?
That's a good thought to keep in your head. David, thanks. Bulls trail by 7. And one outstanding things the Raptors do, Greg, they really protect the ball.
Yeah, even when they're not playing their best, they don't give away games with mistakes. They force you to find other ways to beat them.
Making the most of the screen, that's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
Pass to Nora. Now here's Olynyk. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
I think excellent touch from the post, and you get the sense they trust Olynyk here. Fantastic at utilizing his size.
They set the pick. Dosunmu, the pass to Taylor. Count that one.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Raptors leading by 5. Now Brown, still without a basket. The pass to Nora. Launches it. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Of the two offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
And I think because of that, they've gotten the better looks to start this basketball game.
Vucevic checked in for the Bulls. Kobe White comes in for Terry. For Toronto, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Barnes passes to Quickly. And the call will be against Emmanuel Quickly. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
And the replay demonstrating once again how aggressive that defense was.
And that has got to help the morale of this team. Let's see if that sets up a run here.
So for the Bulls, Williams, he's checked in for Alex Caruso. And Zach LaVine subbed in for Dosunmu. Here's Vucevic. He'll bring it up for Chicago. Trailing here by 8. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. That's game 1 of a 3-game road trip. Williams, a screen on Quickly. White dishes to Williams. Rebound by Olynyk.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
You know, Greg, for the Olynyks, basketball is a shared family passion.
Yeah, I mean, Kelly's father was the coach, but his mom was actually the first woman to be an NBA scorekeeper. So he was raised around the game.
Boy, this guy's so quick with the ball in his hands. DeRozan's acceleration makes him effective.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Barnes against DeRozan.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
With the fadeaway. And it's White with the rebound.
Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
Williams sets a screen for DeRozan. Feeds to Williams. And the shot goes in. Williams has got 8 points.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
There's 1:38 left to play here in the second quarter. So timeout called here, the first for the Raptors. Coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I mean, hard time shooting the rock in that one. but they also didn't give themselves the best looks.
I think even when you get quality looks, there was an inability to stay consistent. It is hard to win on a cold shooting night in today's NBA. The scoring is just too good.
Dosunmu is checked in for DeMar DeRozan. It's checked in for Toronto.
How about your Lovabos dance team?
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Here's Trent, and the shot is long.
Boy, a clean, close look. What a missed opportunity.
There's the drive. The shot by Williams, no good.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Now, here's Olynyk. He's coming off a 13-point game against Minnesota. It's good. 8 points for R.J. Barrett.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there beautifully.
Bulls trail by 6. And it's Dosunmu with the jam.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
So it's Toronto now. Here's Quickly. Last time, 14 points for him. 2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Levine kicks to Vucevic. Quickly against White. Back to Vucevic. And Pirtle sends it back.
Very hard to get a shot off over Jakob Poeltl when he's that tight on you. Too much size, too much length.
For Chicago, they've gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Vucevic a screen on Barrett. Levine finds Vucevic, and Vucevic throws it down.
Nikola Vucevic skilled at rolling hard to the rim after setting the screen. That is a smart play.
Olynyk a screen on White. Quickly the pass to Olynyk. His three-pointers off the mark. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. It's the Raptors. They're up by 2. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Zach, a hard-fought first half. What changes have to be made to get a little separation?
They're making tough shots. We're trying to stick to our concept, so we got to come back, make plays, make shots, and, just stay solid.
Always a challenge for a young team. Thanks for your time, Zach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
Hello there, folks. Toronto Raptors and our featured matchup, which has not disappointed. And this game tonight, fellas, looks like it could come right down to the wire, neck and neck.
What's that even mean, Ernie? Come down to the wire? I don't know what you mean. Why even use that phrase?
Well, big fella, I believe we get that from horse racing, heading to the wire and horses neck and neck. Come on.
Really? I don't get it either. Do they have wires attached to the horses or something?
Check, please. And let's talk about the first half we've seen. R.J. Barrett taking the reins in this one.
Taking his time on offense has allowed him to get into a rhythm. And his teammate are getting him the ball. So the rhythm, he could do something with it.
Yeah, that's not only putting up the points, but that's putting a great beat to it, Jack.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Nice game. Great performance by R.J. Barrett.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half, got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far, the defense has not been able to counter it.
We'll see DeRozan and Williams playing it forward. The guard set is White alongside Levine, and it's Vucevic in at the 5. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Toronto has a new head coach in Darko Rajakovic. He started coaching at 16 in his home country of Serbia. So even though he's still young, he's already a lifer. In his near decade as an NBA assistant coach, he made a name for himself in player development. And of course, Kevin, that's going to be essential now with the rebuilding Raptors.
It is, but I love his resume. His story is terrific. He is just what they need. David, thank you. Here's Pirtle out to Barrett. And it goes out of bounds. The last touch by Pirtle. Coaches say, GA, the league has a problem when it's punishing the retaliators and not the instigators. Do they have a point?
Kevin, I think so. Before any scuffle, it's worth asking who started it, and that's what we do in life normally, right?
Williams has a screen for Levine. And it's Williams finishing it off.
You can see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
What I love is the heart, the fire, the tenacity. This is absolutely fantastic.
Raptors shooting the ball at 42%. Here's Barrett. DeRozan with the rebound. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Chicago Bulls. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. White the pass to Williams. Kicks it to Vucevic. Back to Williams. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. And 12 points for Williams.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Here's Quickly. It's all in by the Bulls.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
You know, Greg, they call him IQ. Instant offense is Emmanuel Quickly.
Yeah, and he puts points on the board quickly. No pun intended. A volume three-point shooter and has a deadly little floater in the lane.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And the Raptors call time here. Chicago making a switch here. Dosumu's checked in.
A moment to check out DeMar DeRozan. Last season, he played outstanding, and he'd make you pay every time he went to the line. Top 20 in free throw percent.
Yeah, and like you said, one of the better scorers in the NBA last season, a tireless worker on the offensive end. He could be even better this season. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Dosunmu, the pass to Levine. DeRozan a screen on Barrett. Levine finds DeRozan.
Well, Levine has really worked on those playmaking abilities. That's a pretty pass right there.
Raptors trail by 4. And there is the whistle. That goes on Kobe White. That's his first foul. And Toronto making a change here. Olynyk's checked in.
Into the lineup for the Raptors, number 41, Kelly Olynyk.
Here's Trent, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Gary Trent Jr., to me, guys, the very definition of a true shooter. He believes it's a natural talent, but he also works to develop himself into a reliable and efficient shooter.
And he can't hit the second. The Bulls leading by 3. Dosunmu, the pass to Levine.
You can see the two-time dunk contest says champion skills on display. Mr. Levine, we see you.
The Raptors have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Birtle sets the pick for Quickly. Floats one up. Vucevic with the block. And they'll get another chance. 6 to shoot. Here's Barrett. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
Yeah, R.J. Barrett just refusing to give up on the possession, creates an opportunity off the window. Nicely done.
The Raptors making a switch here. Wara checked in. Now at the break on the floor, you can see the teams that led the NBA in steals last year. Number 1, the Raptors.
You know, I don't know if the numbers even told the story. I mean, their defense was as good as it gets, often just leaving their opponents completely demoralized.
Here's Barrett. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 7 rebounds in the game. And again, Chicago turns it over.
Raptors ball.
Raptors trail by 3. And here's Barrett. 10 points for him. And he converts the layup. Barrett's got 12 in the game.
The entire offensive arsenal of R.J. Barrett is on display.
Bulls have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Vucevic setting the pick for Levine. The feed to Vucevic. Can't connect from short range. The Raptors have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Now, here's Trent. Not a lot of room. Mora can't get it to go. The Bulls shooting it beautiful here in the third, 56% from the field. Vucevic a screen on Barrett. Inside, Olynyk with the steal. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Barrett the pass to Mora, and he pings it home with one hand.
That's 2 things right there for R.J. Barrett. It's awareness and unselfishness. Pretty pass.
There's 21 seconds left in the third quarter. In the corner, it's Levine. To the inside, Vucevic. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. Levine's got 5 assists tonight. Barrett with the ball. To the middle. Here's Quickly, and he dunks it down.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Boy, and not just the aggression, the ability to get to the rim, but how about the finish with intention? Oh.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Raptors lead by 1. And we'll get going after this from United Center. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. So for Toronto right now, we've got Kelly Olynyk down out there with Barnes. Then there's Chris Boucher. And it's Nora in at the 3. Boucher kicks to Brown. That one rolling around and rims out.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
DeRozan with a screen for Terry. Has to Dosunmu. Here's Drummond. Over in the corner, Caruso. DeRozan a screen on Barnes. Caruso, the pass to DeRozan. And Barnes sends it back. Raptors with the lead. Here's the floater. Yes, that goes in. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Toronto.
They've been active defensively, rotating well, and then also closing out on shots. It's resulted in a number of blocks.
The other thing that jumps out about their performance tonight, the amount of steals really pressuring those ball handlers.
And the dunk by DeRozan.
Oh, DeMar DeRozan gets off his feet in a hurry. I love it.
And so Brown will bring it up for the Raptors. Passes it to Mora. Olynyk trying to break loose. Mora can't get it to go. The Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And that one drops.
I think I can make the case that DeMar DeRozan finishes through contact like a big man. This guy is tremendous at end-one opportunities.
Whitey's checked in for Chicago. And the Raptors also making a change. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Chris Boucher. And for the Raptors, they're shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. Mora, the pass to Olynyk. Barnes outside. Pass to Olynyk. It's Drummond with the rebound. The Bulls with the lead. DeRozan with it. Guarded now by Barnes. And yes, it's good. And that's 12 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Now Brown. It's tipped. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. Some changes for Chicago. Vucevic checked in for Drummond. Williams comes in for Alex Caruso. And Zach LaVine subbed in for Dosunmu. And their offense is really clicking right now.
Playing with a lot of energy and really taking it to the defense.
Doesn't go that time. Good work defensively by Trent. Quickly against White. Teardrop shot. That is good. And the Bulls' lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Quickly.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
This is a player who understands when the game is hanging in the balance. He knows it's winning time.
And Vucevic kicks to White. Vucevic setting the pick for LaVine. Outside, White. Wants to get it to DeRozan and does. Toronto grabs the miss. Poeltl's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And there's the pass to Quickly. .153 left in the fourth quarter. He kicks to Barrett. Barnes outside. Raptors moving the ball around. Here's Poeltl. Chicago grabs the miss. DeRozan's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Williams, a screen on Trent. LaVine dishes to Williams. Good work defensively by Trent. Toronto trailing. And it's Quickly in the corner. It's good, and they get the go-ahead bucket. Quickly's got 5 points in the quarter.
When you have vision at the forward spot, it always opens up and elevates a team. Scotty Barnes passing on display.
Williams passes to Vucevic. And White kicks to LaVine. Vucevic setting the pick for LaVine. He dishes it to Vucevic. That's good, and it's LaVine with the assist. Vucevic has got it all tied up now for Chicago. Here's Barrett. 1:06 left here in the fourth quarter. With some arc, Chicago grabs the miss. Right side, LaVine. He feeds it to Williams. It counts!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. During the last break, listened in on Darko Rajakovic talking to his team. Now with the game in the balance, coach told his team to play loose. Don't overthink it. We got this far playing our game, and we can win the same way. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Williams sets a screen for Levine. Dishes to Williams. It's in!
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Toronto calls timeout. They're trailing by 4. 29 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Five-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Back to Barnes. It falls! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Oh, big-time delivery from the young Scotty Barnes. Clutch moment, no worries.
And they commit an intentional foul. This is another one of those so they can get into the penalty. And so White will bring it up for Chicago. So they foul intentionally.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though.
The athleticism and blinding speed White possesses is impressive. This guy plays with a lot of moxie.
So it's Toronto now.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
Greg, this is all about execution. Can you free an open man from the three-point line? That's what it comes down to.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Looking around, down low, Williams, missed.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
Third personal foul. Fourth team foul.
He knocks down the clutch free throw. So he gets them both, and it's a 2-point ball game.
That's just clutch work, really. That's all you can say. A little bit of D now, and they'll be out of here with a win.
For the win. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. And so the big win by Chicago in a tight game. That was a fun night of basketball. Fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. DeMar, we know this team has offensive options, but it looks like there's great confidence defensively now.
Yeah, we have to be. That's what we got to do. If we play defense, we know we can score the basketball whenever we want. We just got to get stopped.
Very impressive, DeMar. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you for that, David. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. As we end with the New Balance Player of the Game.